Hello and welcome to some more pop culture reacts and some listener requests.
Oh, before we go on to listener requests, and I'm springing this on you because you don't know this, but we have said on other episodes, and I'm the only one who's had to do this so far, that sometimes when you walk away from a song and you come back to it, or you're sat there in the kitchen making a cup of tea and the song's going round and round in your head and you realise maybe I was a little bit harsh on it when we recorded it, and maybe it means more to me than I thought. Well, that's happened in one of our recent videos, and it would seem to be, Chris, that you've turned me into a juggalo, as I cannot get homies out of my head most of the time. I am sat there humming and humming and humming and singing along to homies, homies. To the point where Andrea made me play it because she was like, "What do you keep singing?" I was like, "Oh, it's this." And I think she had the same initial reaction as I did, but I'm sure by the end of tomorrow, I'll catch her in the kitchen singing it. So yes, yet again, and we'll always do this if we've like, I mean, even if maybe we'll go the other way sometimes of going, "Oh, we love that," and then we listen to it again and go, "Not so good." But yes, that song has infected my brain. And what it also made me realise is that, you know, you learn stuff about others, and I've learned some stuff about you. You love a fucking catchy hook, don't you?
Yes.
I've started to pick this up in a lot of the stuff that you kind of bring to this, no matter what the genre is, has to have that catchy bit. So yeah, I'm juggalo bound now.
The thing is, that obviously goes back to my love of like old school pop punk, because it was all about bouncy hooky choruses.
Yeah.
So give me a fucking dirty hooky chorus, I'm in.
Well,
but you know,
apparently so am I.
if you're really down with the clowns, let's have a whoop whoop.
I'm not that down yet. Hold fire. One song out of two. It's 50% record for him so far. Let's not get carried away.
So, as I said, this is a listener request, and it's something that I've never fucking heard of. So Czarface,
Czarface. I pronounce it as, yeah. So like a Russian czar and face at the end of it.
And the song Bizarro.
Yes.
I have no idea what it is, but
so
looking at the picture, I'm going to imagine it's the hippity hops.
It is hip hop. I have an album, but I have one where they did a album with MF Doom, who I'm sure will appear multiple times on these reacts because he's done so many different projects and I love him. And that's the only one I've got. But Czarface is let's go with a hip hop supergroup, a hip hop super conglomerate, whatever term we use for it. I think for a lot of people though, it would be a bit of an open you real wide for the concept of supergroup, because like it's made up of two people that I think underground hip hop, relatively big names in the underground hip hop scene, and one dude from the Wu-Tang Clan, which I think is where probably the super groupie element comes from it from. But so it's 7L and Esoteric, and then Inspector Deck from the Wu-Tang Clan. I remember the one album I've got more because I guess I was tuning into and I was earing into all of the MF Doom stuff because he tends to draw my attention. But yeah, I don't know this song. It's from I think it was actually released as a single in 2020, but I think it's from a 2019 album. So it's relatively newish as well, which we don't do a lot of newish stuff, really. We tend to lean into the past, don't we? Because we're old.
Yes. So yeah, you know, you say Wu-Tang Clan, and all I think it ain't nothing to fuck with.
Well, that's because they ain't nothing to fuck with. You're right.
And you know, and Gravel Pit.
Oh,
remember that album?
We'll do some Wu-Tang coming up as well, because any excuse for me to listen to Wu-Tang songs, I'll always take it because I bloody love a bit of Wu-Tang.
The original clan. So yes. So are we getting ready for?
I am
Bizarro?
ready.
So let's see what this is all about.
Let's go for it.
open to this.
Me most evenings.
What up, Christina?
Me most work days. Oh, that's Tom Segura, the comedian, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love him.
It's like a recording of the Joe Rogan show.
Yes. Less conspiracy so far, though.
Someone watched
Twin
Twin Peaks once.
Yeah. I mean, we've had no music so far, but I'll be honest, I like the video so far.
Is your computer operative?
Excellent.
Hey yo,
Excellent.
stop playing, it's my turn to smoke. Heavy dose of that murder I wrote, don't let it burn your throat. I ain't from the same cloth, they be turning coats. I'm hood good, here to shot town to Sherman Oaks. Ain't nothing worse than true lies, but new lies. I'm too wise, they be acting like they shoe size. Stormy days make you pray to see them blue skies. I'm from the fire right next to where the jewel lies. Scrutinize if you must, it's all we trust. Who hard is us, boy? We hit you with the karma touch. Tough as an armored truck, fresh like a barber cut. In other words, simply marvelous.
Check this file. I check this file. Check this file. I check this file.
Your flow dated 2 retros ago.
Sure is.
You were supposed to beat me 2 death blows ago. We can go toe to toe. We can go toe to toe.
Excellent.
Years back when you thought I might have mellowed. Grab the mic and rap, you fuck you, don't get our yellow.
Check this file.
My mind is the 9, so the brain will shoot you. When I write, it's like Stephen Strange looking in the future. This is Shorty on, you got a corgi on. I'm sipping 40s and Rick and Morty's on.
Excellent.
Slow serving got me on the verge of murder. So catch me at your mom's house with a Tom Segura. Pizza Aura, Saucony Azora, CC, Tug of Puller, Stanzo, Brand Fedora. Nice. I'm dangerous like churches and storefronts. Favorite rappers getting killed when they want more guns. Can't be serious.
Your flow dated 2 retros ago. You were supposed to beat me 2 death blows ago. We can go toe to toe. We can go toe to toe.
On the twin powers, activate. Form of fire, everlasting flame. Street player like Chicago, Mac the game. The response is your highness when they ask his name.
Obviously, he can control the molecular arrangement of his body.
Yeah, but the odds are against him.
I live stream your team on the wide screen as I beat and bleed, despite being obscene like a pipe dreaming crackhead's hygiene. Rhymes eat your soul, put you in a sleeper hole. Good night, Irene, like Adrian Adonis. I'm crazier than Xavier on the Sonics. You move the crowd, I hit stadiums with comments and make the haters vomit as I read a cable comic. This is food for thought, better put a label on it.
I like this bit.
You want me to feather it? Mark Wahlberg. Is this glassing?
I think they want you to feather it.
I gotta lay off the fucking burritos.
Oh, look at that advert sneaking in there. Yeah,
Cheeky.
yeah. Advertising goits. So for me, I think got to split that video and song, haven't we?
Yeah.
I think there's two kind of things happening there, isn't there? There's video and song there. And admittedly, they're linked, but I think they need to be discussed as separate entities.
Yeah, I don't think the video helps this song because I wasn't paying attention to the song. I was much more like the video, and I would be interested to listen to this like on Spotify or whatever, and see if all like the weird chatty shit and the laughing is in it normally.
Yeah.
Or if, because yeah, the video is fucking awesome. Weird, it's fucked up.
It is.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But as I said, I don't know if it helps the song or not.
Yeah, I've got a feeling. Yeah, you're probably right. I've got a feeling that I'm with you. Video weird, love it. Got lots of bits of humour in there. Really like the way they do the video. Yes, I totally agree. I don't think it helps the song. However, I guess we'll get to the song in a minute and what we thought about the song. But yeah, it doesn't enhance, does it? And we've said this on some of the other ones we've done, like certainly on some of the Rammstein ones, we've gone, my God, I got so drawn into the video at points I forgot to listen to the song. It wasn't quite like that with me. I just found that when the video was at its best, it pulled me out of the song. You know, it made me kind of go, okay, let's look at this bit. And of course, you know, you have breaks and bits like that, but they did like the weird laughing and things like that. But yeah, amazing video. Not entirely sure whether it should be married to this track.
Yeah, you know, the vibe that the song was going for when I was paying attention to it, so when it wasn't doing the lynchy shit, it was alright. You know, I'm trying to think who. There was someone like in the late 90s that used to chuck in random film splices into
like to stick their martial arts stuff into their
it wasn't
martial arts movies.
It wasn't hip hop. It was like dancier stuff. It was like sort of that trancey thing that was going on at the time. But they would have like the random film bits, like stuff from Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs and stuff like that. It reminded me of that sort of vibe with the hip hop over it. The flow is quite Run the Jewelsy. It had that sort of cadence and stuff, so I'm fine for that. But yeah, as I said, I think it's just the case of because the video was too much encompassing, the song sort of washed by me a bit. Which feels a bit unfair.
I'm really interested to go back and listen to it a few more times because I feel like probably lyrically there's some great lyrics in there. Always a winner for PopCulture Reacts is to put a wrestling reference in there, and I noticed that they talk about Adrian Adonis in there, and I'm just like, yes, wrestling, go. I'm with you. I picked up some of that cadence to Run the Jewels, but also for me, this is going back sort of quite some way back to my early listening, but reminiscent a lot for me of Ultramagnetic MCs, and it's kind of that fire nature of kind of the delivery of just but lyrically, and I found I was getting that in it, very kind of clinical, and I really like it. And musically, I love the samples that are going on. I love when people draw samples in, as you say, from movies or from TV shows, and the fact that it's one of the nice bits where I thought it integrated well with the video is where it's Segura mouthing like the sample, but clearly isn't him saying it. And I really like that you've got that consistent drum beat that goes through it, or drum beats that go through it.
Yeah,
but are probably at base level quite simple, effectively, but delivered really well. And most of the musicality of it, what we go with the samples, are sound effects rather than a song. And you don't get that much these days, like, and again, like we talked about like earlier in the video about like you like a catchy hook. In hip hop, I really like samples. It's one of the things that really draws me to hip hop. But yeah, this kind of made its own track up. This felt more instrumental in the way that it was put together because it was sounds rather than already sort of pre-baked hooks that are being shortened down, sped up, and things like that. But yeah. I was a big fan of this. Really, really like this. But having said all that, I think I'd have liked them separate. I'd have liked to watch that video for something else and heard that song with a different video. But all in all, yeah, fantastic. And I'll dust off my Czarface album and listen to that again. And I will be going back for more after this.
As I said, it's definitely one that I will listen to it on its own, sans that video, just to actually get the song a bit better. Your boy suggests this. Who was it?
Zak Vortex, and I will put something up on it, and I'll put something in the comments because he is my boy, as you rightfully say, my sweet baby boy. But he's not my child. I just want to make that clear after I said my sweet baby boy. But I'll put some stuff up because a music maker himself. He does synthwave music, and mightily good at it, I might add. And that's not just bias because he's a mate; he's mightily good at it. And I remember, spoilers, we grew up together, and I remember him learning to play the guitar and doing like rock bands and stuff like that. But as much as he did all that stuff, he was my hip hop friend. When we were kids, like he was the one who got into hip hop probably like as much as me, and we were like a group of mates, but it was probably me and him that were buying all the hip hop albums. So it's kind of really nice to reconnect many years later and realize we still have a love for hip hop and still have a love for similar hip hop. So a win-win there.
Yes, I will be in the comments once this goes up because I'd have listened to it by then, and I will put in what I thought of it as a song on its pod.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah, we'll hit this up again because we'll have come back to it a couple of times. And I mean, like you said, regardless of like what platform we use, Spotify, Amazon Prime Music, we're going to name them all so we can get sponsorship from all of them. But I am interested to listen to the song isolated from that video.
So, as always, like, subscribe, ring bells, do all the YouTube things. And if you have suggestions, down there in the comments, anything. It doesn't have to be hip-hop, doesn't have to be metal, literally anything.
Yeah, I mean, we've said on this before, haven't we? We like to react, we like to hear stuff, we like to kind of bring stuff for each other that we hope that the other one might like. But that was one of the real ideas of starting this, is for other people to recommend stuff so we might listen to songs we've never heard before. Because bloody hell, it's fun. And sometimes you find some absolute crackers, which I think we found today for me.
As I said, it's one of those, I'm definitely going to give it a go. I'm not putting a flag in the ground yet on this. But if you want to know what I thought, have a look down there.
Yeah.
Put something. And until next time, bye.
Thank you.